Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, how are we? Oh no, I've forgotten the green screen. 2 seconds. Good evening. Let's try that again. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Good evening and welcome in. Hey, Steve. How are you, mate? How's things? Sorry for the late start and the lack of green screen 2 minutes ago. Yeah, we had a Noisebox Radio chat this evening about stuff. We're doing too well. We've had to up the PRS, or we are now 2 levels up on the PRS scale. So we were just talking strategy and money and all that sort of stuff. But here we are. Also, I had to have some food. But here we are. I'm just going to drop a touch. It seems a touch loud. Let me know if the volume is okay. Hello, Kit. How are we doing? Hey, Tony. How are you, my friend? Welcome in. As I say, apologies for the late start. Yeah, we were just talking money over in Noisebox and trying to come up with some ideas for fundraising. So look to the future where there should be some fun stuff coming up for everybody. Some new patron stuff and bits and pieces. So yeah, fingers crossed that's all going to kick off soon. So 4th anniversary this year for Noisebox on the 22nd of March. That'll be 4 years we've been running. 10 years Steve and I have been doing off the chart as of the 2nd of April this year. So oh my god, as they say. Who remembers back then? So anyway, we are here. And I hope you're all well, and I hope you are ready to get a couple of hours of not sure what's happening yet. Oh, for us, yes, I suppose. Does PRS go off how many listeners you have? Yes. All right. How many hours listened? It's a weird thing. Hey Nathan, how you doing? Yeah, it's a weird thing, algorithm that lot know how to deal with, and I just go, okay, great. We're doing all right then. So there we go. So I'm absolutely sweltering. Don't know why. Just running around like a loon. I had to make dinner for that's what it was. So I had to come off the call, then I had to make food, and of course everything's hot. And anyway, it matters not. We are here now. Now, Joseph, maybe in chat, if he is, say hello. But he gave us a bit of an update. So remember we were talking about the how weird the sheets were last week. I'll do this and you'll be able to see. See, we were talking about how small the sheets were last week. A victim of our own success. Yes, pretty much so. So we're talking about that. So what he's managed to do is he reckoned it's when he uploaded them to Google Drive, they've resized. So he's made us a slightly bigger one. So what I think, I need to obviously transfer this stuff over, which we'll probably do as we go along. Brain is thinking, you see. We can transfer stuff as we go. But the other thing I thought of is perhaps we want to have a little bit of a notepad. So what I can do is I can shrink that window a little bit, and we can maybe have a notepad of important things like where we want to go, what clues we have, that sort of stuff. Stuff that's maybe a little bit easier for you guys to see on screen. Matty, hello mate, how are you? Welcome in. Stuff that will help you drive the story forward. So we know, for example, we now have the 4 elements of the disguise, so that we can go back to the house in the south, in the park, and go and try and visit as Professor Van Helsing, like we had in FF books for us. Yes, well, funnily enough, that's still there. So yes, like that, I guess. In fact, what I could do. Can I do it? Can I do it on here? Can you hear me? Is that still straight? Yes, that's fine. You like elements with your big long noses and flabby ears. Hello, Jam. How are you? Kier, good evening. Stamina 0. Mood. I know. So everybody's trickling in tonight. How are you all? So yes, we could do something like this, but replace the adventure sheet with just a blank sheet. We'll just write some stuff on it, as well as having everything down here. So there's that. Anyway, how are we all? What the heck's happening with you guys? We can hear you, but the music stopped when I changed seats. Okay. So there we go. That should be that. Music. So yes, I think I'm trying to work out what the different elements are. So that is alerts game, is it? No, it should be stats, isn't it? Stats, yes. So hide that. And what we can do is we could have a new. We just do a notepad, I suppose. Over here, and then we'll just do a new window capture. Yeah. It's not too bad. What is that actually capturing? That's interesting. Interesting, as they say. Don't need that. Let's get a shot of that. Get a shot of that. Yeah. How's that? We could do that. There we go. Music is back, yes. Excellent music working. Jam's just finished a 12-hour shift at Dementia Unit. I feel like we could ruin that. Oh, mate. Well, I know how you feel, having spent a whole night in psychiatric hospital on my own. That wasn't fun. Matty's been in the pub. Excellent. Kit's sad because her boss, their boss handed in their notes at work, and she's a good boss, no miss her. Oh no! How did you get Notepad without Copilot? I don't know. No, Copilot's there. It just doesn't show the toolbars. Go me. I had the thing happen to me last year. I was gutted that she was a good egg, to use one of her expressions. Ah, Steve, mate. No, it's Copilot is there. It just isn't showing up. Fine by me. Yes, look. I could have Notepad++ too, you know. I have it on all my other machines. I just don't have it on this one. I have omitted to put Notepad++ on. Right, so, Copilot can go gargle Elon Musk bell. Yep, yes. Right, so what we probably want to do is we want to. No, I just want to get there. Yeah. So we probably want to make some notes. What notes did we make? What have we made so far? Let's have a quick look and see. Oh, I remember. That's right. Yes. Do you know what I think we should do? I think we should just start, because that way we can just dive in and see where we're at. So who remembers where we were last week? I used Notepad++ and also WordPad, which I saved from erasure. Wow, good lord. I think it's worse that it hangs around when you can't see it, like a bad smell. Yes. Cool time for me to accidentally fall in here. Hello, Coffee Monster. How are you? You're in with the cool crowd. I didn't know WordPad was still a thing. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think, in fact, if I do... Oh, okay, no. No, that's interesting. Not on here. Oh well. The thing is, GitHub Copilot was kind of useful for helping me get my head around AWS and cloud formation templates when I was at work, but yeah, I guess the name's just tainted now. Claude. Claude's the one you want to use. Gemini's okay. Just poop, indeed. Copied it to another folder before the update removed it. It would still work. Everybody's typoing and meaning other things. How wonderful. Right, I think we should get started. So, who's up for a bit of grim Dickensian? Where were we? Where did we leave things off last week? In a shipwreck, if I remember rightly. We were on board the Demeter, or Demeter, if you will. We were on page 947. Before 6:10. 6:10. I think we were. I mean, our delay points were up at 10, so I think this is like one of the last things we could do before we left. 6:10. You now find yourself in the cargo hold of the Demeter. That's where we are. Coffee Monster's having a cat-related typing issue, and Jay can't work this thing. Just popped in to see what was happening. Typing cats. Hello. We're just jigging around, going to do this book. So yes, we're on the ship. We're in the cargo hold. We found a box, and we added evidence F22 to our sheet last week. That's right. This is your first time here. Add one delay point. You will unfortunately have to swim back the way you came. It will be harder this time because you used a lot of energy to get here. 6:10. How do we get to 9:47? $7:01. How do we get to 9:47 from 6:10? Did I miss a? What? 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 I'm confused. The Demeter's before your time, Ken. The ship didn't have any vampires on it, honest gov. Yes, exactly. The ship that Ken had never heard of. Just a suspicious coffin-shaped box filled with Romanian soil. Hello. Hello, Dave. How are you doing? Sorry, hello, Joseph, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Joseph Daniels, under the guise of Dave Ingram 34, who is the character in Craven Manor storybook that Joseph has also written. I'm trying to work out where we were last week. We seem to have jumped from 992 to 610 to 947, and I'm not sure how. Which is a bit confusing. And I thought we were on the ball. 992. SAV0. We don't. Blah 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 blah. Delay points turned to 610. So we were. So we went swimming. We came up. 947 after opening crate with crowbar. Yes, we were. That's right. Got you. 610, we did... That's right, I remember now. 610, we did the deduction. I should have these sheets up. We did the deduction, 610, and that told us about what Holmes said. So he said... 610, 610... 610A. You find traces of an unusual reddish soil in the footprints and decide to take a sample. Add evidence D22-1. Which we did, which was number 6. If you have evidence F31, which we didn't, reverse the text below. 10C, you find a crate that requires a crowbar to open. We have the crowbar. This is like Nightmare, only Tragar can't just unpause the tape. I know. You can attempt to open the box for rolling 9 or more, and after the first 2 dice rolled, each additional die will add 1 delay point. When you succeed, turn to 947. So we did, and we went to 947, and that's where we're at. Hurrah! Well remembered. I remembered at the last minute. I knew there was something, because I need to keep checking these. 9456, 947. Caution team, indeed. Using the crowbar, you manage to prise open the lid. But in the process of doing so, you cut your hand. It is only a slight cut, but it does leave a few droplets on the ground before you're able to dress it with a piece of cloth from your pocket. Inside the box, amongst some clothes, you find a large two-handed sword with a dragon carved into the golden pommel. You also discover a large, ragged book with an emblem on the front that resembles a snake devouring itself. For robbers. Temporal disruption approaching. See, I wish I could remember that one. That's the one I always like. It's about stopping at the end of the show. You wonder if you have seen this image before, because it does look very familiar. If you wish to take the dragon sword and the ancient book, you can add these two to your inventory, but you must also do the following. Add COE 2 and add an event to your calendar that occurs in 6 days' time, and add SAE H11. So, question 1. Do you wish to take the book and the sword? Yes or no? Tony straight in with the yes there. Keir, Steve, all the yeses. Matthew saying yes, well that's 4. Nathan's a yes. Well there we go, there's 5, that'll do us. How are we going to get the book out if we have to swim? Won't it get ruined? No, it's fine. We'll find out. You have brought with yourself a piece of tarred canvas, which when tied is airtight and keeps all of your things dry, allowing you to swim out safely and keep the book. There we go. Okay, so these are the things. Right, so these are the things we need to do. So we should take the Dragon Sword, the ancient book. We can add these to our inventory. That's fine. Dragon Sword. Which was 947. So we have to add code. Oh, and the ancient book. Ancient book. Also 9:47. I need to get a decent notepad for this. He says, with notepad. Isn't it a snake biting its tail? Isn't it a snake biting its tail? I don't know. Well, we need to find a picture. Perhaps there will be a picture around. Not so far. Yes, is it our Rob or Ross? Hello, Ken. How you doing? Jormungandr from the Norse mythology. Isn't it the same thing? Right, so we need to do the following. Add COE2. So COE... That's a crossover event 2. So tick that cross against that. Add an event to your calendar to occur in 6 days' time. So our calendar, so that's December the 3rd to December 9th. So we'll type 594 on there and add SAEH11. Holmes number 11. Hurrah. I think we asked for that previously. Trying to figure out if Smith's lyrics are genius or tedious. Depends what track it is. With the Dragon Sword, you will gain the following advantages and disadvantages in combat. +3 to weapon rolls. Okay. I'm going to write this down. Here's our first tip. So, Dragon Sword. +3. But it is also -3 to stealth. There we go. For the prosecution, I need a job and then I found a job. Oh! I need a job and then I found a job, and heaven knows I'm miserable now. Ah! He's just stating the obvious, though, is he not? It says the purpose of the song, exactly, yeah. According to Wikipedia, Jormungandr, also known as the Midgard Serpent or World Serpent, is an unfathomably large and monstrous sea serpent or worm who dwells in the world sea, encircling the earth Midgard and biting its own tail. An example of an Ouroboros. This music is a bit milk tray advert. Well, it's meant to be Victorian classical music for reading such literature as this. So you could say it's Victorian milk tray, so maybe Terry's chocolate tray. I don't know. If you take the ancient tome, make a note that if you wish to read it at any time, turn to 336. If you do this, be sure to make a note of the passage number you're on at the time so you can return there. After you've done, you can place the lid back in the box and leave turning to 610. So, ancient tome, we also want to note that down. That is 336 to read. So, if anybody wants to do that, let me know. You can do. Well, in fact, I suppose we could write this down as well. There we are. Cadburys were around in Victorian times, yes. Cadburys, Terrys, a whole load of them. Rowntrees, Macintosh. It was Terrys of York, you see. Contains Terry's laudanum selection contains opium. I'm now falling down a Wikipedia rabbit hole reading about Ouroboroses. And that's not Ouroboroses. Fries texture delight, fries cream, fries 5 centres. Any more? Right, back to 610 then. So we have swum, we have found, but back to 610 we must go without drowning now. 610. Oh no, this is where we potentially drown. Let's try not to drown though. I don't want to start over. Not after 6 episodes. You find yourself back in the cargo hold of the Demeter. Looking around, you see a number of boxes and a large empty space where you can make a number of multi footprints, blah, 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 blah. To return from this area, you will unfortunately have to swim back the way you came. It will be harder this time because you used a lot of energy to get here. Roll 3 dice and attempt to roll 16 or over. Right, what is our stamina at the moment? Our stamina is 20. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. I like... Do you? Do you genuinely like Turkish Delight? The lemon one is okay, but the standard rose one I do not like at all. I'm not a big sweet person per se, I prefer crisps, but I do like some sweets. So, dice rolling. Okay, we need to throw 3 dice and attempt to roll 16 or over. So are we going to go for the black and white dice, or are we going to go for the dodeca d6s? B for black and white, D for d6s. B for those ones, and D for the others. Fruit flavoured Turkish Delight is nice. Okay. Double D's, double D's, double D's. Right, it's the double D's. Okay. Shove those out the way then. Okay, so 3, please. Which colours? First 3 colours. Let's go for it. Choose the colours. Go, go, go. Choose the colours. So we got green, red, purple, black, white, yellow, blue. Purple and white. So purple, white, yellow, red, green, black. Right, red and black it is. Oh no, we need one more. Red. No, we've got red. Turkish Delight is fine, but I would ally myself with the witch for it. I wouldn't ally myself with the witch for it. Red, green, black. Yeah, no, green it'll be then. So it's green. There we are. Okay. Here goes. 16 or more. Yes. Bear in mind, 18. Wish us luck. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ouch, that's 7 points. Ay. If you're all under 16, you must deduct the difference from your stamina. 7 points, ladies and gentlemen. We're down to 13 stamina. If you're still alive after the swim, you immediately climb back up the hole and you come down through the exit into the crew corridor, adding 1 delay point, turn to 701. Well, guess what? That's us on 11 delay points. 701, and I think we are out of here. Ay. They didn't have dairy milk in those days, so Edmund had low standards. Okay, 701. If you now have 8 or more delay points, your time is up and you must leave and return to the South District. Move the day cycle on 1. Okay, so that us into evening time now. Which means we want to be thinking about heading home. We're already late. The harbour master will have effed off without us. Indeed. And turn to 189. You must wait 1 day before returning. 189. Can we heal? I presume so. Isn't that what bandages and stuff are for? I'll check that in a second. We should be able to. I think it's on one of the sheets here. Let's see what 189 has for us. The docks consist of 2 areas of interest. One is the tavern, called the Mermaid. Go to the pub and buy pasty or something. Yeah, we have. I mean, we do have. So we do have our pasty. We have 4 chicken legs. We've got some bandages. We've got medicine. We've got crucifix, holy water, spirit talisman, the crowbar, the dragon sword, and the ancient tome. Also lockpicks, pipe, traps, torches, the revolver, and the rapier. So we have all of these things. Eat some chicken. So, the tavern or the harbour master's office. So, do we have SAE H28? We do. We can turn to 872. Okay. Wet salted chicken. Don't eat the bandages. Everything's in our tarp. It's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Our magical our magical tarp of amazingness. Where were we? We've got to go to 872. There we go. 872. Because we have H28. Are the chicken legs cooked or just fresh and raw, ankle claws and all? They are cooked, but they're handy for fending off rats in sewers. Because, you know, rats love a good chicken leg, allegedly. Ask Joseph, he's here. 872. 877. Come on. 72, here we go. Believing that there may be some link between the piece of cloth you found in the park and the horrific events on the ship known as the Demeter, you decide to go out and investigate the wreck. Approaching the harbour master's office, you find... Oh, no, we've already done this. No, we've already done this. Sorry. Not 872. 701. Sorry, guys. Because that's what we did to get there. Just let you know, 872 takes you back to... Yes, yeah, got that. Yeah, thank you. I should have known that. So no, where are we? No, we're going to South District. Oh, 189 isn't right now. So we need to go to 189. 189. Back up to the top of the page. And decide what we need to do. Now, there we go, Joseph. So if we have just come off the boat and we decide to stay in the hotel or in the pub tonight, can we go back to the wreck first thing in the morning? There's a question. 189. Although, there are other things to be done. We are in the South District after all. Yes, we can. Excellent. So, we can choose to visit the Mermaid, or we can return to the South District, daytime or nighttime. Bear in mind, we're in the South, so we're at the docks at the moment. We can go back to the South District. We should have all of our kit now. We should be kitted out. We have got everything for our Professor Van Helsing. So we've got our pair of glasses, we've got our wig, our fake nose, and our doctor's bag. So we could potentially go back to the house. It is evening time at the moment, so we still have some time. But we would need to come back. We probably need to come back to the docks and sleep in the... Either way, we'll probably need to sleep in the pub. So, we could either just go to the pub, or we could attempt to go to the South District and maybe use our disguise. Visit the mansion. Is that what anybody else would like to do? So, P for pub, S for South District, and potentially visit the mansion in our disguise. be our two options right now. Pub or South District. Kit's going for the South District. Matt is going south. Oh, it's all gone south. Nathan, Tony, both south. And Steve Barrett's going south. Excellent. There's 5. That'll do us. So it's going to be night time. 227. Well, it's evening night time. So I would suggest it is the evening / night time as opposed to daytime. 227. South District at night. Noise box at night. Welcome to South District. In this part of town, you'll find the docks, where rumour has it a ship ran aground not far from recently. Then there is the asylum, home to the sick of mind and criminally insane, looking out into the sinister estate known as Carfax, recently purchased by a mysterious gentleman. Mystery also surrounds the graveyard, where a number of people have claimed to see what they believe are ghosts and ghouls feeding off the dead. Below you'll find a list of locations, etc., etc. Unfortunately, because you have arrived here after dark, you will find that most places will be unavailable to visit until the following day. There are also some locations that you can only visit when you have the necessary SAE. You will find these listed at the bottom. It's Carfax as H12, or V0, H12 we don't have. The Western Estate is H9 or V34. H9 we don't. But I thought we had. No. Not V34. Okay. Oh, we can stay at a hotel here if we want to as well. Did not get to Western Estate last time, though. Huh. Can we only turn up to Western Estate during the day, then? Okay. So the Berkeley Hotel, the Police Constabulary, the Cave of Wonder, the Curiosity Shop, the hospital, the mortuary, the asylum, the docks, the Gypsy Caravan, well that's new, the graveyard or South District sewers, if you choose to leave town and visit another district, 10-88. So, lots of options. Berkeley Hotel, again, will be somewhere we can stay overnight if we want to. Police Constabulary, we didn't have much luck there last time, but again, that was during the day we went and not night time. Cave of Wonders is probably going to be closed. The hospital probably doesn't want anybody snooping around during the day. Mortuary, nighttime, creepy ghouls who's seen Return of the Living Dead. The asylum, does anybody want to go to the asylum at night? I know Jam doesn't want to go to the asylum tonight. I know I don't want to go to the asylum tonight. You never know. Docks, obviously, we've just come from there. Gypsy Caravan, the graveyard, the sewers. And again, Joseph has said, stay away from the graveyard, stay away from the sewers. That's pointless doing them when we're in such a big group. Choose the easy stuff to do. I thought we could go back to the thing. Now I'm wondering, why do we have all of the numbers that are associated with the disguise? Does the disguise... Actually, hold on. 227. I don't think there'd be anything, but we'll double check. Does the disguise adding up all of the points take us somewhere? I guess that's the question. This is why I should have made notes. $225, $237. So what would you like to do, my lovely people? 200, 300, 427 is the total of all of those things. I wonder. Allegedly we can. Asylum, says Matt. You want to go to the asylum? Fair enough. Steve would like to also go to the asylum. Okay. I'm staying well away from that asylum. They might not let me back out. That's what I used to say when I was a kid, because I used to have an asylum in Lochgilphead. And I said, I went to the asylum, but they wouldn't let me in. They said I wasn't insane enough. That's definitely 2 for the asylum and 1 for not. But so I suppose the question is asylum, yes or no? And yes is 2, no is 1. So nobody else is offering anything. Asylum for me. Yeah, Nathan would like to go to the asylum as well. Okay. 3 for the asylum. Should we do that then? Joseph, there's a question though. So with the disguise, can we just put it on any time, or do you have to be at the? Do you have to actually go to the estate first? Off to the cuckoo's nest, indeed, indeed. Right, the asylum it is then, since that is what everybody has requested, and that is 300. Upon arriving at the front entrance to the asylum, you are greeted by an orderly. Visiting hours are over. He says, only staff members are permitted to enter after this time. I must request that you come back tomorrow. Oh. If you decide to leave, turn to 227. Well, what does Mr. Holmes have to say about that, if anything? Let's find out. 300. No, we don't. It says, if you have SAE H13, reverse the text below to see what you find. Sadly, we do not have SAE 13. SAE 24 H equals Westerner. Well, where's 24? Westerner Estate and Higgins Park South. Oh, right, okay, so that was on the previous one. Yes, boo indeed, I'm afraid. So nothing on there. So back to 227. Back to the park. So, Berkeley Hotel. The orderly was a matter. He's just doing his job, mate. He's just doing his job. It is like, I don't know, 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. Most nutters are wrapped up in the beds by this point. It's our fault for starting late, see. So, we can go to the hotel, the police constabulary, Cave of Wonders, the hospital, the mortuary, Gypsy Caravan, that's a new one. Carfax we can't go to, and the Westerner Estate we can't go to right now because it's obviously dark and we're not allowed. Unless, as I said, if anybody can tell me, with the disguise, can we just go straight there or not? Because the disguise gives us a number, yeah, and that number does relate to events. While we were at then, +2 first attack, supernatural entity, priest 1005. This is why we need proper notes. Well, we might need to go back through. Before next week. We might have to go back through these bits and see if there's any notes we've missed. Write them all down in the sheet. Stick them in the Discord so people have them handy to read whilst we're going through this. Might make life a little bit easier for us. So, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Should we just call it a night, turn in, and go to the Berkeley Hotel? Because we're not going to get... Small tip, if you're thinking of sleeping, Mermaid is cheaper than Berkeley. Ooh, well, there we go. There's a good small tip. If we fancy sleeping, back to the docks we go, perhaps. I mean, we've got 30 shillings at the moment, so it's not too bad. But we are rapidly dwindling on shillingage, coinage. What do you want to do, folks? Do you want to check out Caravan? Not checked out Caravan yet. Sleep, says Tony. Tony wants to sleep, fair enough. I will write that down as an option. Anybody else wish to sleep? And if so, where would you like to go? Keep an eye on chat. Steve B's wanted to sleep as well, okay. Go to the pub and have a kip, says Kit. Fair enough. Yeah, sleep at the Mermaid, says Maisie. Hey Maisie, how you doing? Welcome in. Nathan to go for sleep. Go cheap as well, says Steve. Yeah, fine. Right. So, let us go to the docks then. Back to 189. And then and hence unto the Mermaid. 221 for the Mermaid then. 221 Baker Street. 221B. So what you're basically saying is the Mermaid is the original. 221 The Mermaid, South District. If you have SA H16 and it is evening, turn to 181. No, we don't, which is a shame. Never mind. The tavern is very different from any other you've come across on your adventures so far. For one thing, most of the patrons appear to be sailors, and there is not a woman in sight. Ah, you have a woman's hands, except a buxom blonde behind the bar, who at first sight appears to be attractive until she smiles and reveals a mouthful of blackened teeth. The crowd is particularly rowdy tonight, and part of the reason for this is because of an arm wrestling match that seems to be going on at the back. As you approach the barmaid asks, "What can I get you, love?" From here you can purchase the following. A pasty, which will give us +2 stamina, 1 shilling. Chicken legs times 4 is 2 shillings. 1 stamina for each. One can be used, each one, and can be used to distract rats. A full meal for 3 shillings, which is +8 stamina, must be used immediately after purchase, which would give us almost full, but take us back up to 21 stamina. A beer is 1 shilling. Hello. Which gives us +1 to combat rolls, but -2 to stamina for each pint. You can have up to 3 pints. It must be consumed immediately after purchase. The effect wears off after your next fight or the next phase on the day cycle, but the stamina does not replenish. And room for the night is 5 shillings. This will restore some stamina and immediately restart the day. And as soon as you purchase this room, you're choosing to sleep then and there. When you do this, you must turn to 972. If you wish to join the arm wrestlers, turn to 406. Or if you wish to leave, turn to 189. I think we should eat, maybe have a go at arm wrestling, and then get some kip. That's what I would do. If you would concur, let me know. Full meal before sleep is not a good idea. Why, Tony? Why? We'd have a full meal, then go some arm rest, do some arm wrestling, then go to sleep. You know, a bit of cardio before, work that arm just before you go to sleep. Eat, fight, and sleep. Exactly. It's what Sherlock would do. It's what Guy Ritchie's Sherlock does. Go for it. Eat, wrestle, sleep. Excellent. Everybody else, if that's what if we're going to go eat, wrestle, sleep, then give us a yes in chat and we'll do that. You'd be full of adrenaline and never settle. Well, you know, maybe the barmaid will help you get to sleep. Yes, Robert Downey Jr. Yes. I suppose you could drink too. You could do. You could do. Let's eat first. So shall we take a meal? Are we up for a meal? To add 8 stamina? 1 meal, 3 shillings, 8 stamina. Yes or no? Kit says yes. Maisie says yes. Twist your arm. Now, hopefully we'll be doing that to the guy in a minute. Right, so 21 stamina. We're down to 27 shillings. Sorry, yes, 3 shillings, that's fine. So we're back up to 21, and that's cool. Do you wish to arm wrestle? Eat some garlic, put on our arm wrestling opponent. Right, arm wrestling time, 4:06. Ah, right, okay. So, you may remember we did this before. As you approach the table of the arm wrestlers, one of the men, having been beaten, leaves the table, and you find yourself standing before an empty stool. Well, says the other man, a sailor with incredible huge arm, are you going to sit down or not? You must now decide whether you wish to challenge the man to an arm wrestle. To play, you must have 5 shillings at least in your money. We do, that's fine. If you do not have the 5 shillings, you would rather not play 10 to 2 to 1, otherwise continue reading. Arm wrestling. During an arm wrestling match, you and your opponent will both take turns to roll the die and attempt to push a marker onto the other person's side. Your side begins at 1 and your opponent's at 19. If you manage to push the marker to 19, you win and receive 5 shillings. If your opponent managed to push it to 1, you fail and you must lose 5 shillings. Arm wrestling is better than arm wrestling. You can play as many times as you like, but bear in mind that you could lose every shilling you have, and your dignity along with it. Starting positions, indeed. First, decide whether you will be using a physical marker, a small coin, or a counter, or will keep track of the position of the marker by using a pencil. Well, we have a grid over on the other side. Here, we will use a physical marker. That physical marker will be this dice. Once you've done this, you must place your chosen marker in the box 10. Yep, that's fine. You will also be the starting point of any match. You always go first. Roll 1 die and move the marker the same amount of squares to the right. After you have moved, you can choose to hold fast or push. If you hold fast, continue on to the other player's turn. If you push, you must roll 2 dice. If you push on 16 to 19, blah, 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 blah. And we'll sort that out when we come to it. So, first of all, I would like... are we just going to use the deck D6s again? You happy with those? If so, what colour... In fact, I need 2 colours for us and 2 colours for them, please. 2 colours for us, 2 colours for them. Us first. Choose the colours. Hey Sam, how you doing, mate? Yellow and black. Tony's going for us. Purple and red. Hold on. Purple and red. Yellow. So yellow's good. White. Black. Right. So we're on yellow and black. Right. Start over. What colours for him? Back from quizzing, it was QO again this evening. Oh, excellent, nice one. Kit would like blue and red for them. I'll take that as an option. Purple and white. Purple and white. Green and blue. Green. So blue is going to be one of them. Blue and red. Red's going to be the second one. There we go. So blue and red. Perfect. Okay. Let's do this thing. So our turn, we roll 1 die and we move the marker the same amount of squares to the right. So we'll start with the yellow one. 1. That's taken us to 11. Are we holding or pushing? If we hold, we pass the play over to them. If we push, we have to roll 2. If you roll a double or 6, you automatically win the match. That's if you push on 69. If you fail to roll a double or 6, the marker must be lowered to 11 and the other players will continue their turn. Well, we're only on 11, so what do you want to do? If you push on 5 to 15, you roll the double, you push the marker up to 16. If you fail to roll a double or 6, the marker will be pushed to 4. Okay. So what do you want to do? Do we hold and let them take their turn, or do we want to attempt to push and roll 2 die? What do you fancy doing? Hold and let them take their chance, or try to push us a little bit further up? Do you know what? I should be pushing. I should be doing this over there so you can see on camera. Silly me. So we're at number 11 at the moment. Hold, push, push, hold, push, push, hold. Well, that's 4 pushes to 2 holds. So we're going to push. So we're going to push on 5 to 15. So we now need to roll our 2 dice. And we need a double or a 6. We did not push, we did not roll a double, and we did not roll a 6. If you fail to roll a double or 6, you automatically lose them. Oh no. If you fail to roll a double or 6, the marker will push to 4. We're pushed to 4. Guess what? It's their turn. Roll 1 die for your opponent. Right, let's roll the red one for him. That's a 4. If you're on a 6, hold on. If you push, no. If they roll 1 die to see what your opponent decides to do, 1 to 3, hold fast, 4 to 6. All right. 4. So they're going to win. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, they win. We lose. That's us down 5 shillings. Sorry. 22 shillings. Do you want to try again? Or do you just want to go to bed? Shall we go and book into call it night and go and get some kip? We won last time, which is annoying. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Should we just call it night and go to sleep, says Nathan. Yeah, okay, cool. So 222 back to 221. Okay, gonna go to bed. That's gonna cost us 5 shillings. This is down to 17 shillings, ladies and gentlemen. And we turn into automatically to 972. 972. If you're sleeping away from home and have an event to occur on this morning, you decide at the last moment not to stay at this place and take a coach home. Since you were able to get a refund from where you intended to stay, this pays for the coach. You can now continue on. After a good night's sleep, you wake up bright and early and begin your day. You must now do the following. Restore your stamina up to the total of 24, unless you are sick. Well, we are not. And therefore, our stamina goes to 24. Reset the day cycle to morning. Reset. if playing as Dodger, I'm going to move the counter on one day. Day 4. If an event occurs on this day, turn to that number. You can now return to the district you went to sleep in. Huzzah. 591. So we can go back out to the boat if you want, because we're in the docks. 58591. We're in the South District. It is daytime. We can go to. Where can we go to? We can go to Westerner Estate, H24, I think we have. H24, yeah, so H24, we can go to Westerner Estate, which means that we can try and disguise on. We can go to Higgins Park. We can go to the docks. We can go back out to sea. Choices, choices, my friends. What do you fancy doing? So, Westerner Estate with the disguise pretended to be Professor Van Helsing. We can go to the docks, we can go back out to sea, back out to the Demeter and finish off searching. Steve wants to go to the estate. Estate says Kit. Nathan's going to go back to Westerner. Cool. That's 3. Yeah. Any more for any more? Estate, estate. There we go, that's 5. We'll head off to the estate then. 388. 388. Let's see what it says. 388. Not. It's a shame. It says if you have SAH5, turn to 427, otherwise read on. Now, do we do H2? We do H2. So it says happened to glance in through one of the windows and catch sight of a face you had not been expecting to see. It is none other than the son of Lord Godalming. Of course, that's who Arthur Holmwood is. You think to yourself, the name sounded familiar when you first heard it from Seward, but you couldn't quite place it. He was involved in a precarious case in which you accused his father of embezzlement. The accusations were true, but unfortunately the whole thing was covered up to such a degree that it made you look like a blundering novice. It will still cause some controversy to the family name, though, and because of this, Arthur had pulled you to one side and threatened that if you ever interfered in his family's affairs again, he would make life extremely difficult for you, professionally speaking. Realising how much trouble it would cause if Arthur saw you, instead decided to visit Jack at the asylum in the hopes you can come up with a solution to rectify this matter. Add SAH2 and turn to 591. Well, we have done. So, 591... So the question, I suppose, is, Joseph, do we now, with the disguise, just add up all the points and go to that number instead of, 388? Go disguised as Professor Van Helsing. Is that what we do? Because we have it with us. I believe so. Right, okay. So I'm going to add up these numbers. Somebody in chat for me. 107, 220, 70 and 30. So 220 and 70 and 30 is 320 and 107 is 427. 220, 70, 30, 107. So I make that as 427. So if I go to 427 now, from 388, okay, yes, everybody correct? Everybody happy enough with me doing that? Okay, so with your true identity hidden by your disguise, you approach the door to the Westenra estate and knock. If you haven't already done so, you can now remove SAEH4 and add SAEH5. Haha. If this is your first visit, turn to 648. It is. So that's good. Right. 648. A few moments later, Arthur Holmwood answers the door. Yes, can I help you? He asks. Ah, good day, young sir. You, sir? Good day, young sir, you say with the Dutch accent. I believe you were expecting me. I'm Professor Abraham van Helsing. For a few moments, Arthur looks at you blankly, and you think for a second that he may have seen through your disguise. Then he raises his eyebrows in realization. Of course, Professor Van Helsing. Jack told me he had contacted you. How did you get here so quickly? I came as soon as I heard of your wife's condition. May I examine her? We're hiding from the guy in the prologue. Yes. Yeah. Yes, certainly. She's this way. Arthur walks you in through the house to Lucy's bedroom at the back, where you find her resting on a four-poster bed. As soon as you see her, you immediately understand why this particular woman would have would have three suitors. Even in her weak and sickly state, she is quite a beauty to behold. With her fiery red hair, big green eyes, and perfect features. And as you approach her bedside, she recoils. Who are you? She asks. It's all right, Lucy, says Arthur. This is Professor Van Helsing. He's come to make you better. But I don't need another doctor. I've got Jack. And you will still have Dr. Seward when I'm done, you say to her. I'm just here to give a second opinion. The Professor has come a long way, Lucy. He's come here especially to see you. My dear young miss, it is a pleasure to meet someone as beloved as you. They told me you were down in the spirits and that you were ghastly pale, but I do not think you look as bad as that. Sadie Frost, yes. The young do not tell themselves to the young, but to the old, like me, they have no sorrows in the they have known sorrows and the causes of them. So, my dear, we will send your fiancé away to smoke a cigarette in the garden, and while you and I have a little talk to ourselves. Taking the hint, Arthur leaves the room, giving you your first opportunity to ask Lucy some questions. So I'm to understand that you were attacked some nights back, you ask. Yes, that's what the policeman said, but honestly, I don't remember, Lucy replies. What do you remember? Do you remember why I went to this park so late at such an hour? No, I don't. What about what you did earlier in the evening? I don't remember. What is the last thing you do remember? I'm sorry, but I cannot recollect everything from that day. It is the strangest thing, but it is almost like it was removed from my memory. Realizing that you aren't going to get anything more from Lucy herself, you decide an exploration of her room may help you to piece together some details. You know there is no way you can do this with Lucy watching you, so you convince her to close her eyes and do some light meditation. While she is in this state, you scan the room and find 4 areas of interest. The first is a painting on the wall of Lucy looking very regal. The second is a jewellery box. The third is a keepsake box with a lock on it. And the fourth is a leather-bound journal by Lucy's bedside. You have only limited time to look around whilst Lucy continues with the meditation. So, do you wish to investigate the painting, the jewellery box, the journal, the keepsake box, or do you wish to decide to leave and come back another day? So, that will be P for painting, J for jewellery. Oh, hold on. P for painting, B for box, J for journal, or K for keepsake, or L to leave. P for painting, B for box, J for journal, K for keepsake, L to leave. Maisie's going painting. Kit's going keepsake. Nathan is going painting. Ken is going to go for the box. Tony would also like P for painting. So it's 3 for painting, 1 for box, 1 for keepsake. Any more for any more. The painting of Vigo. Ghostbusters 2, isn't it? Anymore. We've got 3 for the painting, 1 for the jewellery box, and 1 for the keepsake box. Nobody's interested in the journal. Nope. Okay, let's go and have a look at the painting then. 213. Ah, no, hold on. Before we do that, let's have a quick check to see whether our good Sherlock Holmes knows anything else about this room on 648, just in case he's got an intuition about something. I really wish I could remember to do these all the time. I am terrible. Every time we get to a new place, it would be most ungentlemanly to read a lady's journal. Well, you know. No, 641 jumps to 706. So there's nothing obvious in the room. So 213 for the painting it is. Okay. Vigor was also Carpathian like Vlad Dracula. Yes, that's very true, yes. The painting on the wall shows Lucy dressed in a beautiful blue ball gown, looking like a princess or noblewoman with all her jewellery on show. The pendant around her neck contains a red ruby, and on her finger you see a ring with some kind of emblem engraved on it. If this is your first or third visit, turn to 32. Otherwise, you can now investigate one of the following. So we have to turn to 32 because this is our first visit. If you choose to investigate something else, you must roll a single die. If you roll an odd number, you're caught, and even though it does not cause any alarm, you decide not to push your luck and leave. You must now wait until the end, at least the following day to return again. If you roll an even number, you may now investigate the following: jewellery box, the journal, the keepsake, the painting, or if you're caught. If you're caught or decide to leave and come back on another day, turn to 591. So, do we want to risk it for a biscuit? Do you want to have another go? We can roll a die, and see what it comes up with. Odd, we fail. Evens, we are lucky. We can check something else out. Risk it, says Kit. Yeah. Maisie's up for a risk. Risk it, says Steve. Roll with it. Yep. Risk it. Okay. Let's biscuit. Come on then. What colour dice? What colour dice would you like? We need like a jingle or something with that. What colour dice would you like? Will it be red or will it be black? Yellow, blue or white? Will it be green? Will it be purple? Which one is out of sight? Purple. Got it? Right, we've got purple then. Fine. Remember, we want... Tony's going now, too late, mate. I don't know what the lag's like you, but mine was absolutely fine. We'll go an even number. So if we go roll even, then we can choose. The answer is, it's a 3, it's odd, we're failed, we're caught, we're out. Come back another day, as they say. You've got to risk it. You've got to take the risk. You've got to take the risk. Sadly, we lost. Would you like to know what the green one would have done? Also odds. There you go. Just to prove a point. Done it now. It's too late. I've done both. Both of them were odd. Both of them failed. Turn to 591. Come back another day. He who turns and walks away lives to thieve another day. They were the colours you sang. They were the colours I sang, yes. We're all odd. That is also very true. We are 591. Okay, South District, daytime. We've had a go. I think we obviously need to go and find out some more information from somewhere else. We can go back to the boat, if you want. We can try the police constabulary. Do we need anything from the Cave of Wonders? I don't think so. The hospital, the asylum, we can go to the asylum now if you want. Again, if you want. The docks and the graveyard, South District sewers. Is there much point in going back to Higgins Park? I do like boats, says Ken. So what do you fancy? What do you fancy? The Berkeley Hotel, the Police Constabulary, Cave of Wonders, Hospital, Asylum, Docks. Somewhere else. Absolutely no problem, Kit. Oh, itch. Itchy nose, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, sure. That's better. You want to go to the asylum again? Sure. Sure, 4 people want to go to the asylum? That's fine. Let's try there then. 118. I suppose we've been to see Lucy now, so we'll go to see Mr. Seward, I suppose. See what he's got to say. Now that we've seen her. Upon arriving at the front entrance to the asylum, you're greeted by an orderly. "Can I help you?" he says. "Yes, I need to see someone inside on a matter of great importance," you say. "Do you have an appointment?" "No, I'm afraid not, but I'm sorry, but I can't allow you to go any further. No visitors are permitted without prior appointment. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave." "Do you have SAH-25? No. If you have SAH-12, no. SAH-2, we do. We have H2, so we can use that. So that's 605. So that's somebody. 605. Must be a few people in here then that we will eventually get to know. Right, so. Upon telling Jack of your predicament, he looks at you completely dumbfounded. "I'm deeply sorry," he says. "I had no idea that you and Arthur had history. I'm surprised you didn't mention this when I came to your office. I did not realise it myself at first," you say, "until I saw his face. It appears that Lord Godalming's son does not carry his name. Does this mean you wish to abandon the case?" "No, rest assured. I will not let something like this stand in my way. If I cannot go to the Westerner house as Sherlock Holmes, I shall go there as somebody else. Tell me, this Van Helsing spoke of as blah, 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 blah. We've already done this. When you have all of the items, you must return to the Westerner estate and consult Holmes's deductions to see what to do." Oh, hold on a second. What was the Westerner estate? Ah, that's absolute pants. Hold on. 2 seconds. 591. 388. 388. I'm an idiot. Bear with me. Not that I think it's going to change anything from what we'd already done, but... Oh, that's Watson's. Ah, right. So, if you have SAH-2, reverse the text below to see what you find. To gain access to the Westerner estate, you require a disguise. Each of the items comes with a number. If you have all the items for this disguise, you must now add all the numbers together and turn to the new number made, which is what we did, and therefore fine. So in actual fact, we're just going around in circles. The asylum is pointless to us going back. We've gone. We have everything. Blah blah blah. Back to 591, I'm afraid. So, Berkeley Hotel. Police Constabulary. Now, Police Constabulary also, last time, had a clue. If you remember correctly. So, it said, under Holmes's deductions, for 183, if I remember rightly, because we got there and it said, oh no, we haven't got anything. It says, do we have SE 27? No, we don't. That's a shame. So, we don't have the thing that we require to go to the police. So, hotel, obviously, is going to be somewhere to eat, somewhere to sleep. Constabulary is no good until we get H27, which we don't have. Cave of Wonders again. Are we going to get anything new from there? Hospital. So we've been to the asylum, but we've not been to the hospital. We could go back to the docks and go back to the Demeter. Or we leave and we go somewhere else. But I don't know where we would go, because this whole area is still our primary clue base. Tony suggests the hospital. I think that's probably wise. At least we could tick it off the box and say we've been. And then we'll go back out to the Demeter and dig around some more for more clues. Hospital, says Maisie. Okay. Any more in agreement? Nathan's going for the hospital. Steve wants to go to Boaty McBoatface. I think we could probably rule the hospital out and still get back to Boaty McBoatface. For sure. Let's try the hospital. Nobody else is suggesting. Let's go to the hospital first. Hospital on an ambulance. 69619. The Goose Stroke one. Okay. Hospital, South District. Entering the hospital, you approach the nurse on duty, a very pretty young woman with curly brown hair who looks extremely friendly. Can I help you? She asks. For the price of 5 shillings, she will heal any wounds you have and replenish 12 stamina points up to 18. You can also buy the following. Ah, okay. Right. Okay, so it's just another conclusion. So 619 conclusion. Conclusion, which is T1 times 11 plus 260 minus T2. Well, sadly, we haven't got any of the T's or anything like that at the moment. So it's basically bandages, medicine, medication. and head away. So I'd forget it. I think at this stage your only leads are Demeter and Western United States. Yeah, I believed so too as well, Dave. I pretty much think we need to go back to the Demeter and go down the docks. Down the docks. So 591 to here, and then off to 189 for the docks. We already did all of that. So that, what was that? Just out of curiosity. E1 was 25 plus 800. Oh no, it's 250. 850 plus 882. 872. So 872. Just checking. So 189. 84, 85, 89. 28 turning into 872, which is the conclusion of 189. So that's the conclusion. 872. 872. Let's get out on the boat. Going to cost us another 4 shillings. Which takes us down to 13. But we need to find. Don't forget the ancient tome. Oh yes, we've got the ancient tome. That's a good point, actually. Before we go out on the boat, who would like to read the ancient tome that we already got from the boat? Shall we read it since we're here? That will be 336. 336. Let's look at 336. From 872. 189. Hold on. 872336. 336. Let's see what the book says. 33333. Ah. E and R. Now, does Holmes feel anything? Does he feel a dread fear? Nothing about the book. Okay. 336 then. Upon opening the book, you see that it is quite ancient, with pages that are so old that the writing is barely legible. What you can read appears to be written in a foreign language that you soon discern must be Romanian. The pictures are what interest you most, though, as they seem to depict a series of past and prophetic events. Here are the pictures in order. 1. A being of light being sucked inside a chest held by an angel. 2. An angel presenting this chest to a knight. 3. A shadow with red eyes stealing the box from the knight. 4. The shadow placing his hand on an unsuspecting victim and burning an image of a snake devouring itself onto the man's back. Are we reading the Forbidden Tome? We are, yes. Number 5, a group of people murdering victims and absorbing energy from them. Number 6, the same group gathered around the box and expelling energy into it. 7, the box opening and the being of light escaping from within. 8, a town filled with blood, fire, and the victims being torn apart by monsters. To make more sense of these images, you realise you will need to read the writing accompanying them. Unfortunately, Romanian is one language that you are not particularly fluent in and will require a translator if you consider reading further. Add evidence J3150. Evidence J3150. Okay. And that is it. That is 336. There we go. So basically, a being of light being sucked inside a chest held by an angel presenting this chest to a knight, a shadow with red eyes stealing the box from the knight, the shadow placing his hand on an unsuspecting victim and burning an image of a snake devouring itself onto the man's back, presumably to then create the leather cover of the book. A group of people murdering victims and absorbing energy from them, pouring that energy back into the box opening, the being of light escaping, and then a town filled with blood-fired victims being torn apart by monsters. Want to ask Lily if she's Romanian? Oh, okay, fine. Where are we going to find a Romanian speaker? Well, somewhere we will find one. But for now, back to 872. So, let's go 141. Let's go back out to the boat. Okay, we have 13 shillings left. That's a good point. What happens when we run out of money? Back on the streets. Blah 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 ship, blah 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 harbour master, blah 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 56. Pretty much where we were last night. Or last time. 56. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. You must keep your record of delay points. If you're now on 8 plus delay points, your time's up. Must wait 1 day before returning. When you reach plus 4 delay points for the first time, as Holmes turn to 482. Did we do that before? I don't think we did, you know. Well, let's keep track of it this time round. So is the being of light evil and it's been loosed in the world? One would assume so, if it's been cast into a casket by an angel. Excellent, Steve. Yes, we become one of the Baker Street irregulars. Nice. Okay, so if you have SAEH6, which we don't, you must roll 1 die every time you return to this area. If you roll a 1, turn to 8. If none of the above is relevant to you or you avoid rolling 1, you find yourself on the deck of the Demeter. Now, where did we go last time? We went... Where did we go? We went... crew cabins. So, we have done... Let's write this down. So, we haven't done all of the crew cabins, I might add. Or is it the passenger cabins? Crew cabins, I think we might have done 701, 701, 836, 701, 900, 992. Difficult to know. There's another conclusion here, which we didn't write down. When you have all the clues necessary, you can attempt the following. So this is 56. Conclusion is F1 times 8 plus F2 divided by 2 minus F3, and we have F22, and that's it. So we don't have any of the F1s, we only have half of F2, and we don't have any of the F3s. So there are 6 clues in total to find. So far we have found 1. Crew's quarters and engine room. Yes. Maybe it's Lucifer. Maybe it is. So crew cabins, I think we may have done. Let's just double check. 701. Let's double check what we did last time compared to what is on the sheet to be able to do. 701, 701, 701. No. Oh, that's right. Yes. So 701. Right. So. Crew cabins. Cabin 1 is locked. It needs a combination. Which we did, and we got into 6:30. So, CV1 done. Utility room. How do we get to know? Hold on. So we did 6:30, 7:01, 8:36. Was it 8:36? 8:36 was. Oh, that's because we must have found the key. Utility room was done. So that was 8:36. Back to 7:01. 6:49. So that was crew cabin 2. So cabin 2 was done. So that's 6:49. Then we went to crew cabin 4. That was 900. And we must have got stuck in. Oh, and is that where we ended up? So from 900, I think we did to the engine room from there. So 900 to 992. Let's just double check. 900. This is where we came in, pretty much. Double check. 900, 900, 900. Surprised to find that this room is a gigantic hole in the floor. Taking it down to the engine room, and we went to the engine room, which is 992. So, engine room, and I think we did so 992. From 992, we went to 610, 995, 992, 610. So that was us swimming. Oh, we went to perception list, and then that's right. So 992 perception was we found the crates. Holmes, which is kind of where we came in, as I said. We did utility room. That's where we found the crowbar. Yes, and we found the key to get us into the utility room in the room 1 on the dead guy. 9. What's it? What? No. First thing you notice when climbing down to the reception is a complete submerged. Looking at the plan of the wall, you see the cargo hold is located on the other side of the room. If you wish to explore any further, no, that's right. He swam through to the cargo. Right. And then return, and then back to 701, back to the crew cabin. That brought us back to the crew cabin, so we're good to go. We did the Shelley Winters, yes, we did. That's right. So what we've got left? So we've done cabin 1, cabin 2, cabin 4. Cabin 3 and cabin 5 have both got combinations. And so, if you want, we can choose to try and get into these rooms. So So cabin 3 or cabin 5, or we can go back to the deck and try somewhere else. So far we have gained 0 delay points. Just trying to work out where we were, that was all. So what do you want to do? Do you want to try either of these 2 cabin crews? 5, says Maisie. Go with that. Anybody else want a different one? 5, 2 for 5. Cool. Was there anything else to find in the cargo hold? It didn't look like it, no. So we did the swim through. No, that was it, because we just found the sword and the we found the muddy footprints, we found the sword and the book, and then we swam back. Number 5. Okay. So now then, how do we do this again? Was it does it tell me? Does it tell me? Does it tell me? Deductions, delays on not picking everything, conclusions, combat, stamina, wounds, and death, travel time, reading, using stamina data tasks, navigating prime location maps. 203. 203, yes, lockpicking. 203. That will tell us. Lockpicks, yes, we still have lockpicks. We haven't broken any, so we've still got 3 lockpicks. Each lock has its own combination that you must attempt to roll. Example, about roll 6 dice and make it. Ah, there we go. That's right. So we roll the 6 dice. Here we go, and then we try and make the combination out of the dice. And that has now stopped. Let's try that one. Oh. What? Oh no, all the stuff we want to listen to has been taken down. Curses! Oh. How about this? Anything? What? Whoa. What? Why is my stuff got all bonkers? Stop doing that. Oh. Why? What's going on here? No, I don't want any of that, thank you. Wow, my stuff's got mad. Okay, this really got its knickers into us. And that doesn't even know where we are. What? Why not? playlist all gone nuts. Sorry, guys, this is really annoying. Bear with me a second whilst I try and sort this out. Yeah, go away. I'm not interested in it. You can go. Don't care. I think we're going to have to go with, not necessarily appropriate, but is that all? That's not really what I want. Well, I could go there, I suppose. No, that's not what. All of my stuff, all of the music I normally listen to has been hidden. That's odd. How bizarre. How very, very strange. Is there a grim Dickensian music option? I don't know. Sorry, I genuinely don't know what's going on. No, none of it is. And it just keeps updating itself. That is very weird. Very, very weird. All right, hang fire then. Hang fire, because now we did this before and I downloaded some stuff. So where is it? Where is the music? Where is the music that we downloaded? Where is it gone? Nope. This is really annoying because I downloaded stuff and I can't remember where I put it now. Everything sounds weird, so quiet. No. That was in the other PC, so has it come over? It must have come over here. Minecraft. Guess covers, vent sheets to sort, and that's just loads of pictures of stuff. Nope, that's not the right one. This is extremely annoying. How odd. Okay. Let's try something else then. Let's go there. And let's try just Victorian content is unavailable. This content is unavailable. I have a horrible feeling. Is anybody else having trouble with YouTube then? This content is unavailable, try later. So it's not playing anything from YouTube at all. How weird. Okay. Right. What we're going to do then. Where was that audio, I wonder? That's Hitchhikers. Audacity. Twitch. Nope. Seems okay to you. Okay. I don't know why. It's just very, very strange for this end. It's just not playing at all. Oh, poo. Music. Christmas compilations. No, it must just be me then. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not happy. Nope. I mean, I can't play any of my lo-fi stuff at all. Spooky music. It's not even listening to spooky music anymore. Turn it off and on again. Yes. Midterms, outtakes. Shows. There's anything in there. Nope. Just trying to find something that we can play that's not going to can us. Although, have I got what are my settings? Output is on track 2. So, sorry, no, this is just not what you wanted. So music is not on track 2. It's because we played Boney M. Well, do you know? Funnily enough, what I was thinking of was we could just play something for a bit. What could we play? Oh, actually, there we go. Let us play this for a little bit. Yeah, well, that's what I'm just thinking. What I can probably do is, oh, have I not? I must have. Surely, must have. I must have opened it. Surely, no. What? So, open. Now I need to push that out through the browser. Oh, actually. You probably can't hear anything yet. I do need a technical difficulty standby card. No, it's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, Dave, I'm so sorry about this, mate. Yeah. Thanks for dropping by. We'll hope to sort that music problem, and we'll carry on. And please do watch the rest of the VOD tomorrow. And hopefully join us again next week when we'll have all of this sorted out. Ken going as well. Okay, there we go. Well, do you know what? It is midnight. Let's call it there. Let's call it there, because it's silly me doing this and you guys have been sat there. Yes, we need the signal test bucket. What we'll do is let's call it there. Let's call it there for tonight, and I will fix the audio problems for next week, and we will be back. We will be back, and everyone will go the wrong way. We'll be back, and everything will be fine. That's good. Why is that? Oh, it's all going wrong. Why is that doing that? No, it's the wrong side. Oh, it's caught. I'm caught up. I'm caught up on something. Something's fallen down. There we are. I will sort it out for next week, and then fingers crossed we're okay. So where we are, we're back. We're going to try and pick the lock on the door number 5. That's what we'll do. All right. Door number 5. I think I put the bookmark in. I have. I've got the bookmark in the right place. We are on page 701. Once more with feeling. 701. I'll put door 5 there. Right, that's us. So notes are made. I'll see if I can make some more notes and tidy up the notes and give us a better idea of what's going on for next week. And like the Ouroboros, we end up where we began. Indeed. Apologies. Thanks to the adventure, both on page and on screen. You're welcome, mate. Fingers crossed, as I say, we'll sort some stuff out for next time. I do apologise for that. I don't know why that's gone weird. Sound is always an issue. Sound is always something I've wanted to fix for a long time. Maybe this is the week that I actually finally get around to doing it, because it's just been a constant pain in my backside. And why we have to be beholden to YouTube doing silly things like that, I don't know. Let's sort some stuff out. Let's see what we can do, and we'll bring it all back for next week. So, guys, thank you again very much for everybody who's dropped in, especially Joseph, aka David Grum 34, Mazebug, Kit, Nathan, Steve Barrett, Jam, who's here briefly, Hodders, who was here briefly, Tony, thank you, Matty Zagrabesta, thank you. Who else do I need to say thank you to? I need to say thank you to, Kenny, of course. Maisie, Tony. Who else I've forgotten? I'm sure I've forgotten somebody. Never mind. If you have, and I've got you, I apologise. If not, you can let me know. You can tell me next week how bad I was. Look out for the VODs, and we'll catch you on Monday, guys. Have a great weekend. Thank you as always. Love, God bless. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye, guys.